Roar! I am constantly questioning my own character and judging myself so harshly. I am clearly like the biggest bully to myself. And I just won't stop beating myself up in my own head. Like, I'm judging myself for like the videos I just made, and then I think things like, like people get jealous and have misunderstandings of me and misjudgments, and it's really frustrating sometimes to be completely misunderstood or undervalued or unappreciated. And then especially like when I struggle to be like appreciating myself, basically, and I just start to feel like a little bit stressed out, and like nothing that I do is good enough. And then like I battle with like self-worth issues sometimes. And I understand that I'm very blessed, and there's like so many great things that happen to me, and I'm very fortunate for like my position and my abilities to proceed ahead to the future. However, at the same time, like again, like I just feel like it's not enough so many times, and it gets irritating being with me sometimes, like if I could just calm my thoughts, which is what has pushed me to do the type of work that I do. How could I help you and understand you if I hadn't been in your exact same shoes? And it's funny because like a lot of people think that because I look the way that I do, or because of like the things that I should be grateful for, like that I would feel and behave differently. However, like money doesn't really buy happiness, and the looks of beauty are merely temporary and illusionary. And perhaps I need to just exercise being more grateful. I don't know. It looks like I'm definitely going to be going to Michael's house and cleaning his bathroom and his patio, which I'm very willing to do for the exchange that he has provided. No amount of money can like make up for the great experiences, and I'm so excited to be spending time with my dad and to be doing something so special as this. And it just feels like the universe is just holding so much space for me, and in some levels I really want to give back, and sometimes it can be hard commanding those boundaries. I recently had someone contact me, and it's someone that's kind of been like, I guess you could say, a follower since I was like younger. I don't really know if they've like financially contributed ever or anything like that, though they randomly contacted me asking me for $60 for their diabetic supply medicine. And it was kind of uncomfortable, because it put me in a position where like, it's like, is this person telling the truth? And like, like, do I just give that away? And then right now I'm currently like only working on weekends in Casadega, and 100% of my income is IFCOM. And also, as you know, they take a cut, plus I have to pay like at least 20% in taxes because I'm like a individual or like sole proprietor, and it's just so stressful trying to figure out the boundaries, and I didn't really know how to handle that situation. Like, it made me almost want to ask like everyone else to like do that for him. However, again, like I don't really know this person, and I don't know, that I still like kind of beat myself up about that scenario, like if I should have done that, and then like I feel like there's all this responsibility like in my hands, like like are they going to pass away if they don't get their medicine? And then like they had a very elaborate story at how they ended up in this position, and then just like you know, people projecting all of their suffering onto me, and then, like, you know, obviously, like, I'm a humanitarian and I want to help out, though, like, the whole thing just makes me sick. Like, I'm just, like, not sure what to think. And like, are they doing this because of, like, my videos that I have made before, you know, making it seem like all these things? Let me fix this. So I guess you can say, like, I'm feeling a lot of guilt, especially after, like, the blessing of Michael coming through and helping me out so that I could do this, especially when I thought that, like, I wasn't really in a position to be doing it. And I'm just so stressed out and confused, and I just don't know what to think. And again, like, I'm beating myself up because I feel like I'm not doing the right things, or I'm not being a good enough person. And I don't know, I guess, like, this would be a good place for you to come in and tell me, like, some of your personal advice on, like, things that, like, maybe work for you when, like, you're, like, going through some of the things that I'm going through, you know? Some people that are sensitives are telling me that I need to work on, like, putting up a protection shield and, like, healthier boundaries. And just sometimes it's really hard for me to clarify those things, you know. I'm such, like, a selfless person sometimes, and I tend to, like, overly give my time and energies to others, and I haven't really been taking much time to really recharge myself and recuperate. So I'm doing my best to do that today. However, like, I can hear, you know, source, or, like, spirit, God, whatever way you choose to interpret that, like, I'm very sensitive to, like, the moment, and I can kind of understand and see signs and things where others can't. And again, like, it makes me feel like, you know, am I disobeying what they want me to do? Like, sometimes, like, I'll hear them say, oh, go downtown and go to this place, or someone that needs you here, and then sometimes, like, I'll have resistance and I won't, like, follow through with what I hear, and then I feel extremely guilty. And then, like, you know, it just creates, like, a cycle of, like, self-punishment, and then, like, overextending myself, and then not knowing when to quit, and then it's funny because, like, sometimes you think you have it all figured out and be like, oh wow, I finally healed from this or that, and then you're, like, triggered by something, and you're like, wow, I clearly am not done with my work. And it's overwhelming. I'm just like, how much longer? And I just feel excessively drained, and, like, I need some time by myself, and it's been making me depressed because, like, I haven't been, like, fully resting or, like, giving in to what my inner kid really, really wants. And I just really just want peace. And some people think that that peace comes with, like, financial gain. I'm having a hard time believing that, though. Like, maybe one day when I'm, like, well off, if ever, I'll really feel that. And it's hard to, like, really classify, like, what is well off, you know? Like, does that mean when I own my own home? Or when, like, I can take a year off? Or, like, what are the boundaries? I like to think that, like, I'm doing pretty good, you know? But I guess only God can be the judge of that. So I'm doing my very, very best to listen and to understand, and to go slow and be patient and loving and kind to myself. And I'll admit, it's so challenging, especially when, like, I'm the only one who can really focus on all my mess ups, if you will, aside from, like, what I project on here. You know, a lot of my other people that I work with also say how I can't help everyone, you know? And it's just so hard. Again, like, I'm struggling so much with the challenge of boundaries. And I do really just want to help everyone, and I wish that there was more that I could do, or that I was like more than enough. Though I feel so small sometimes. Well, let me get back to business, and maybe I'll vent to you later. Thank you so much for being there and being understanding, and for giving me your advice and pushing me and checking in on me, and knowing that when I push you away, sometimes that's when I need you the most. Sometimes all I need is a hug. And sometimes it's like, no matter how much I share, it's like people don't see the authentic me, or like what's really wrong. And I think that I mask excessively well as well, so that probably contributes to all of that. Allow me to disconnect and get back to what I was doing, and all I can do is do my very best and hope that you'll do the same. Take care of yourself. No one else is going to. Namaste. Have a good one. Bye.